coming out of your draft and everything, like tell us kind of how the idea of stadium custom kicks came to fruition for you. Like, was that something that, you were talking with another business partner, or was that just something that fully, was in your head for a while?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as soon as I saw my signing bonus and the first paycheck, I knew I had to figure out something. Now it's a little bit different. Now the minor league baseball is unionized, so I'm sure things are going to change from a salary standpoint. But back then, I think my first check was like $300-400 for 2 weeks. You can't, especially in New York, you can't. That'll last you a day and a half. So you know, I'd say for a few years I was thinking of ideas that I could do so I could continue chasing a dream and not have to worry about, scraping every penny. I continue to do pitching lessons in off season, working with kids, and then continued to work with the kids throughout the years. A bunch of them are actually playing college baseball right now, which is great. And first few years as well, besides giving pitching lessons, I would actually buy and sell shoes and sell them on eBay, or buy shoes and sell them on eBay, basically flipping sneakers, which was feasible for me as a baseball player because basically the way it worked, I would work out in the morning 2-3 hours. Then I'd go to like a Nike outlet or like a Marshalls and see some cool looking shoes. They actually got some fire shoes back then. It's not the same anymore like it used to be, but they had some crazy shoes back then. And I would maybe buy, if I saw something good, I'd buy them all and keep them in my basement and put them up on eBay. It was really easy work because once you post them, that's it. If they sell, you box them up. If they don't, they just sit there. And then luckily enough, I have a great family, and when I was away for the season, they would help me wrap up packages if they ever sold. So I continued to make a few dollars here and there during the season. Eventually I got sick of that. I wasn't making that much money, but it was enough for me to not, have to worry about doing other things. So that kind of got me into sneakers. I've always been into art. I was always good, like growing up. And obviously I love baseball. So when I got invited to play in the World Baseball Classic in 2017, I was with the White Sox at the time, and they were super strict with color regulations on cleats, especially for the minor leaguers. Pretty much solid black cleats, so I didn't really have room to get creative there. So World Baseball Classic, obviously a huge stage. I thought we had cool colors. I thought it'd be a good time to customize my cleats and basically just painted my own cleats and that as soon as that first drop of paint hit the cleats, I knew this gonna be something cool, even though didn't really know what I was doing. Opened up an Instagram page, just as a joke. I didn't think it was gonna turn into anything, and then the rest is history. I mean, it was really small, first few years, and then 2019 is when I rebranded the company and we started adding artists to the team. And uh, as of January 2023, we have 43 people working for the company. So it's turned into something larger than I ever imagined, but um, every single person that works with us is a great person, great to work with. Um, and it's definitely been a dream come true being able to continue to chase a dream of playing professional baseball and trying to get to the big leagues and um you know growing a successful business.
Dude, it's like such a brilliant concept just because, as you said, like early on, there really wasn't any room for creativity or for players to truly like express themselves when it came to cleats or uniforms in general. So just like to see the drip game develop a little bit and like you kind of be at the forefront of that behind the scenes is really awesome just because like nowadays, like I feel like every team has at least one or two pairs of stadium custom kicks on there. So I've been able to really get to see that from the sides, and I have my own like I have a full collection now of y'all's cleats, and I love every single one of them.
Oh yeah, we appreciate the support.
And it's more
My
than
bank
just
account
baseball
makes it.
too, right? Like not even just at the pro level for baseball, but I saw you guys did a few drop-offs this year at a bunch of NFL stadiums. And what's that like, in the football game as well?
Yeah, I mean it's not just sports either. We do a lot of lifestyle sneakers. We've done slides like sandals, even different types of equipment, headphones, pretty much a little bit of everything. I'd say mostly cleats though. I think cleats is super popular because people or athletes or a lot of sports you are cleated sports, obviously, besides like basketball where you're wearing basketball shoes. But yeah, we've worked with a few hundred, I think over 500 MLB players over the last few years. I think over 200 to 300 NFL players. This year, we actually worked with four full NFL teams: the Cowboys, Buccaneers, Bills, and Vikings. For my cause, my cleats, it's a big event. I think in week 14 in NFL season for charity. So that was big for us this year. We work with a lot of colleges, a lot of corporations like to gift their employees shoes around the holidays, stuff like that. We've worked on a few movie sets for like props and stuff like that. So pretty much a little bit of everything, and I think that's the cool thing because no matter how much technology changes, I think there's always going to be footwear. I don't think I think most of the world wears footwear besides some tribes. They walk barefoot, I guess.
Yeah, unless you're a hobbit, maybe.
Yep.
Do you have one particular like design that you've come up with or your team has come up with that you're like particularly like proud of or like, damn, that's the one?
No, no, that changes every day. That changes every day. Sometimes I am just in a really creative mood, and on my phone I have these apps where I could draw different designs on the shoes. And actually, a lot of the designs on our website I've actually drawn on my iPhone. When I'm in the creative mood, I could just whip up like 20 designs, and they all come out pretty sick. But I have to be in that mood. It's like a different mentality.
Dude, we were at Shake Shack at like 10:45 p.m. like three weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. And that's like straight up, you got into it. The gears were turning.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Create
Yeah,
some cool looking Jordan cleats that day.
yeah, we've got an Austin trip coming up, so we were kind of like spitballing a little bit here and there.
Hey, I could use some black and pink, black, blue and pink. We'll see. I gotta get some money up for some nice cleats because they're definitely worth the investment. I'm a New Balance cleat guy, so I was gonna say I particularly like the Lindor styles that you guys have and the Lindor cleats, especially the Team Puerto Rico ones that he has. I think they're pretty sick. I probably couldn't rock them because I am not Puerto Rican, but not that I couldn't. It wouldn't look
Nobody will
weird.
know.
No, no, no,
I
no.
wouldn't
Yeah, I'll
suspect.
pass it off. Yeah, I'll wear them once. I'll give them to J Ray, our good friend who's Puerto Rican.
Oh, he'd love
Um,
that.
but yeah. So how does it get from phone to cleat? Like, how does the concept go to the painting? Like, what's that process like?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple, honestly. I mean, pretty much we just come up with a design, and then we buy the cleats, and then we paint them, and a few weeks later you have a finished product. We also, like Jake was just saying, obviously on our website, we have over 1,000 designs, so people can just go on the website and order, and then everything's made to order. So if you order on our website, we'll then order the shoe, or we might have it already, and then we'll paint it. So those are pretty much the two sides of how we operate. But everything is made to order, and if you want to create your own design, we could get as creative as possible. We have 30 artists on our team, so as you as you could imagine, every artist specializes in different themes, different styles. So whether you want something super simple or super intricate, we have the bandwidth to do it.
What's your favorite sneaker and cleat of all time?
That's tricky. That's tricky.
Oh yeah.
I'd say favorite cleat personally. I don't know. It could be the Jordan 12 cleats that I wore in winter ball this year. Those were pretty comfortable. As far as sneakers, I really like the Nike Reacts. These. Let's see if I have or here. Like the Nike these Reacts,
Oh, those are
and
cozy.
I like these Air Force Ones as well as Jordan 1 and Jordan 1 lows, Jordan 11 lows, and Nike Dunk lows. It's kind of weird. From a cleat standpoint, I love mid tops. From a sneaker standpoint, I love low tops. But I'd say Nike and Jordan are definitely some of my favorites.
I have my fair share, like a full collection at this point of just like every brand, because I was really kind of testing out cleat wise, like what was most comfortable. And I found like Hirachis, obviously, with their high tops are great for ankle support. But when it came to like a balance of, I don't know, like I think the flare is great for the Jordan ones. But when it came to overall like functionality, I kind of lean towards Adidas nowadays, honestly. I think they're the lightest and like most compact, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, I like the Adidas cleats. I think
Yeah, like the
29
afterburner.
yeah, 2019 I wore Adidas cleats the whole season. I think the Icon 5s,
Yeah.
Icon V. Those are super super comfortable. But I think just running stadium custom kicks, like I feel like I just have to wear Jordan cleats. I mean, that's like more iconic than any other brand. Like I just have to have a cool colorway of Jordan cleats. So they're not easy to find. Jordan actually just re-released the Jordan ones, so those are easy to find. But I've been stockpiling some size 10 and a half Jordan cleats over the years, so I have enough cleats for the next 15 years. So uh,
Well, we
Amazing.
hope you keep playing that long.
hey, as long as my arm works, I'll be playing somewhere. So
Yeah.
For the
I
Canes in
got
2020.
yeah, I'll be on the Canes in 2043.
nice. We'll chalk you in for our SP number one.
Let's go.
So you played on the Ducks and the Ferry Hawks recently, both in independent ball. They have some pretty unique logos. Oh, I froze again. No, I froze again, right? Am I back?
Yep.
All right, sweet.
Yep.
So you played for the Long Island Ducks and the Ferry Hawks, Staten Island Ferry Hawks recently, right? In independent ball in
Yep.
the last few years. So those have some pretty unique logos. Have you incorporated that into your cleats, like while you were playing?
Um, 2019, I had a cool pair of orange. Those were the Adidas cleats. They're actually really cool. It was actually do you remember the Adidas cleats with like the splash on it, like the Gatorade splash?
Yeah, the
Oh
paint,
yeah.
yeah.
It was like the orangey red splash. In sunlight, it looked more orange and red. But I took those cleats and added some green accents to them, and they were really, really clean. Put my number on them. And then with the Ferry Hawks, I I didn't create like any. Actually, we designed something, but I never made them. But I wore Jordan 13 cleats last year. They were just like navy blue with my logo on the back. But then I made a pair of all white cleats, Jordan 13s with like a checkerboard pattern on it. So it was a cool design and looked really good with the home white pants. Um, but it wasn't like anything special to match the Ferry Hawks colors, which is actually good because no matter where I play, I'll be able to rock that's those same cleats because they're still in pretty good condition.
Versatile.
Exactly.
There you go.
Anything cooked up for the WBC this time around?
I have a few ideas in mind. I can't spoil a surprise, but I have some really really cool Nike Hirachi cleats. Um, and I've never seen them before. I think it was like a sample. It has some crazy colors on it, and I'm gonna add some cool things to it. But I still have to make the final roster, so um, I'm not gonna amp myself up too much until I actually see my name in writing.
We'll be following along. What are your Kitty Elgato 12 on Instagram?
Yep, exactly.
Where did that come from? Where the Kitty Elgato? I know Elgato means cat in Spanish. Where did that come from?
2015 when I started in AZL, which is like the complex league,
Yep.
right? And most of the guys on that team there were a handful of guys that were drafted that year in 2015, but most of the team were like the young 16 to 17-year-old Dominican players, right? And they love me because I speak a little Spanish, and I would teach them English, and they would help me a little bit with Spanish, and they would all call me Gato because I don't think there's a Z, there's not many Z's, or if any at all in Spanish. So a lot of the Latin players had trouble pronouncing cats. They would say catch.
Yeah.
right? So they just call me Gato instead.
That's
So
awesome.
obviously Kitty is some of the American guys would call me Kitty and the Latin guys would call me Gato. So I just put them together. 12 is my favorite number. I think I actually changed my username like 6 times that week. And then I was gonna change it, but I got verified with that username, right? And I think if you change your username, you lose the check. So I think I would have changed it already by now, but I'm kind of stuck with it.
So you have some more ideas in the chamber then.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like usernames are cool. I
Yeah,
feel like it's always good to use like your full name because when people tag you, it's like you don't have to click on it to know who it is.
a lot easier.
Like
Yeah.
Kitty Elgato, if someone tags me on something in a story or whatever, I don't know, maybe it gets more clicks because people are kind of wondering like who the hell is that or what is that? Some
Next,
people have said, why does your username say Kitty Gelato? I guess some people read it too fast.
that's like
Uh
I've got the big jet apple, and people say the big jet apple, like so they'll
yeah,
separate the J and the A. I was like, no, it's all just like what.
yeah. The funny thing with things like that, you see names like let's just say for years on years, and you have like these preconceived notions about how you pronounce something. And then when that person finally like pronounces it, you're like, what? I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Yeah, no, that's happened quite a bit.
Oh yeah.